Hello and welcome to this dynamic music tutorial for libgdx. This will be a quick video because I don't want to explain a lot of stuff. You can look at my code, it will be in the description. There will be a link to the GitHub page of this, so you can look at the code, copy the code, change the code. If you really like it, you can download it and just add the jar as a dependency and use it, but I won't recommend that. This isn't my best work. How it works, basically, if you use the asset manager, which I will recommend, and that's why I will use it, you just add the asset manager, and I decided to use a hash map for storing all the music tracks because I thought this would be pretty easy to do. My key is the string data, it's the file path, or you can even add a specific name, which I will tell you later on. If you want to add a song, you just specify a file name, and then for every file name specified, I will add a new asset descriptor with the music class to my asset manager. I will load it, and after it finished loading, I will add it to the hash map. If you want to remove it, it's the same thing. I will just remove it from the hash map, and while doing that, I will unload it with the asset manager. If you want to change the name, I will just add the same music instance as a different value with a different key in the hash map, so I don't do anything special there. Play just does track.get filename.play for every specified track, or for every track if you don't specify anything. Same with pause and stop, and with set volume. Then I recently added fade in and fade out. It's very easy. For every track in this dynamic music instance, I will add a fade in with the specified milliseconds amount. The milliseconds amount specifies how long the fade in will take. And if you go in here, the fade in, it's just a new thread which counts the time that passed, and it counts up until it hits the millisecond threshold. For example, if you specify I want this to last for 5 seconds, so for 5000 milliseconds, it will count up until 5000 milliseconds passed. And while doing that, it will set the volume of the specified track, or in this example of every track, to the percentage that has passed times the volume it was before, or the max volume. And for fade out, exactly the same thing, but the calculation was like a tiny bit more complicated because the percentage is going up but the volume is going down, and that's what's a bit weird. If you want to know how to change or fade on beat, then you can watch the devlog for my game. I will link the episode in the description as well, and there will be a card in the top right now, so you can watch that if you want to know how it works on beat. A crossfade is really easy. I just do a fade in with one track and fade out with the other track. Very simple. It's really easy, but there wasn't a tutorial out there, so I just wanted to tell you how you would go about doing dynamic music. If you split this up in tracks, you can see examples of this in my devlog as well. You can split this up in tracks, for example, the bass line and the melody line on 2 different audio files. Then you can, for example, play only the bass line and then let the melody fade in or fade out, or change on beat, for example. You can play around with a lot of stuff if you create a dynamic music class and not just add your song as music and then press play or stop. As I said, for changing on beat and playing around with different tracks, just watch my devlog or the second half of my devlog. But because the fade function is new, I want to show that in my project. This is the game project, what my devlog is about. Now I let it fade in again. You can see how it slowly gets louder and louder because it fades in. Now I let it fade out again. You can hear how it slowly gets more quiet and quiet. This was a very slow fade in and out, I think 10 seconds. Yeah, but as I said, if you want to use specifically this one, then just download the jar and import it, but I recommend you write something yourself. The code is open, you can look at the code and maybe copy it or change a few things around. But yeah, that is it for this video. As I said, it's a short video. If you want to see how changing on beat works, or what you can do with splitting your song into different tracks, then watch my devlog. That's it for me. Bye!